Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about NIO Stock. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about NIO. And if you guys don't know what NIO actually does, NIO is an EV company that's based out of China, right? They basically produce luxury EV cars, pretty similar to Tesla. And as you guys know, NIO has been gaining a lot of heat lately. Taking a look at the 5-year chart, guys, this thing IPO'd September 12th of 2018. Currently up 775%. Looking at the 1-year chart, guys, it is up 2,539%. I've said this time and time again. I do think that NIO is the biggest growth stock of 2020. I mean, this thing gained a lot of traction this year, guys. If you take a look, earlier this year, guys, this thing was trading at $2.50. Such a small company at the beginning of the year, being able to grow that much in 1 year, even becoming bigger than General Motors, goes to show a lot about the company itself. Even looking at the 3-month chart, guys, it is up 176%. And looking at the 1-month chart, guys, it is up 97%. And it leads people to ask the question, is NIO stock a good buy at $52.48? Is now a good time to buy NIO? Or should you wait for a pullback? Should we wait for NIO stock to go lower? And to be honest, guys, I don't think NIO stock is really going to go too much lower from here. I know that people did want a reasonable dip from the stock, but I just don't see a reasonable pullback coming from NIO, especially with all that NIO has going for it. As you guys know, they did have earnings just recently, and they did very, very well on their earnings. Like I said, their growth and their revenue is starting to increase more and more every single day. And their losses are starting to decrease, which shows that the company is growing very, very quickly. Already expecting $960 million of revenue by the next quarter, which goes to show, like if NIO is already expecting that growth, being able to sell more cars and stuff like that, it goes to show that NIO stock is only going to go up from here. It's going to start increasing from here, guys. So now is a good time to buy NIO stock. Obviously, everything I say in my videos, guys, is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. You guys are free to do whatever you want, but I do think that even right now at $52, that NIO is still a good stock to buy at this price, guys. If you guys take a look at the general consensus of NIO as a stock in itself, it's always getting analyst upgrades from JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank and all these other big time investors. All these big companies have a lot of money inside NIO because they're super, super bullish about the stock itself. On top of all that, guys, this thing is always beating its delivery estimates. The past couple of months, NIO was beating its delivery estimates, not even by small margins, guys. I'm talking about by almost double and triple the amount of what people actually expected them to sell. NIO's also dropping 2 new sedans, right, to compete with Tesla's Model 3. As you guys know, Tesla is starting to make an appearance in China. It's starting to expand in China, right? And this is where mostly NIO's competition is going to come from. But the fact that NIO is able to basically tackle and address the situation that Tesla's expanding in China, like I said, dropping 2 new sedans to compete with Tesla's Model 3 already goes to show that NIO's not messing around and it's here to compete, guys. You also have a lot of top analysts saying that, NIO's going to be an iconic brand. The technology that they offer in their cars is very good technology. If you guys have actually seen the schematics behind or inside a NIO car, it's very up to date and it's a lot more luxurious than Tesla cars. I'm not saying that from straight bias alone, but the fact that, NIO is trying really, really hard to expand and make itself as a top EV company. As you guys know as well, NIO is dropping a bigger and better battery, which has been a big thing about the EV companies. And if you guys have ever talked to somebody who drives electric vehicles, their biggest complaint is basically battery usage, guys. Like they don't get long distance range, right? It's always 200 miles, 300 miles and stuff like that. So the fact that NIO is working on a bigger and better battery, being able to get more range so early on and tackle the situation goes to show that NIO is trying to iron out the kinks very, very early. On top of all that, NIO is also working on a self-driving chip. As you guys know, the EV market in itself, a lot of them are working on self-driving chips. Self-driving cars in themselves is going to be a big thing for these EV cars. The fact that NIO's already looking ahead of the game, trying to develop a self-driving chip, and like I said, basically iron out the kinks of its company. NIO is basically saying that, they have a lot to offer as a top EV company, guys. And NIO continues to grow more and more every single day. We also have NIO Day coming up, guys, at the beginning of the year, which is going to show basically what NIO's expected to produce, what kind of cars they're going to be producing, and all these cool features. So I know that NIO Day is going to be huge for NIO stock. And, people are skeptical right now to buy NIO stock. I get it. $52.49 is not a cheap price tag, guys. But if you're taking a look at the overall bullish outlook of NIO and how much they actually have so much more room to grow, you would see that this $52 price tag is actually not that expensive. The EV market market in itself has just started to mature. The EV market in itself has just started to see this rampant growth. Take a look at Tesla, for example. Tesla in itself, founded in 2003, guys, did not see a lot of success at first, right? It took years and years for people to see, okay, the product that Tesla's starting to offer is a very good product. There was a lot of bears on the stock. A lot of people thought the company was going to fail. And as of yesterday, guys, Tesla's sitting at a $500 billion market cap, and Elon Musk currently sits at the second richest man in the world. So it goes to show that, NIO in itself is not messing around when it's trying to compete here. It's trying to catch up to Tesla. But I'm saying, NIO has experienced a lot more growth than Tesla did in its earlier days, right? Tesla did not see this instant success of growth because back in the day, there was no demand for EV cars, for battery power in itself. You have all these EV companies, guys, that are coming out. They're starting to IPO. They're starting to go public. Why is that though? Why is there so many EV companies that are starting to IPO? Because people know that EV is going to be the future. Battery power in itself is going to be the future. You have all these companies that are tackling different niches using battery power. You have Workhorse, who's doing delivery trucks. You have CIIC, who's also doing commercial vehicles fully on battery. You have Nikola Motors and Tesla both working on battery powered large semi trucks. So it goes to show, guys, that people are starting to tackle and assess the situation as, okay, the EV market is going to carry us. And the only stocks, aside from tech, that have seen even recent growth in this pandemic are EV stocks. Imagine once the pandemic blows over, these companies are going to be able to experience a lot more growth. If you take a look at the 1 year chart, guys, one more time, this stock is up 2,540%. If I had told you guys at the beginning of the year that this stock was going to go from $2 to $52, a lot of people may have not believed it, guys. A lot of people would have been skeptical about it, that it's been able to sustain this much growth in just a single year. It goes to show that, a lot of people are getting super, super bullish about the EV market. And like I said, it's starting to mature. The demand is there more and more, which is going to lead to more instantaneous growth for these EV companies, especially when it comes to NIO. The product they offer is good, right? They're making a presence for China. They're keeping their brand name clean. You have a lot of analysts that are coming out saying that NIO is going to be an iconic brand, that NIO has a lot to offer as a company, and it's going to be a top EV company. You really can't argue the facts at this point. And I know there's a lot of bears out there. You have Citron Research saying that, NIO's valuation currently cannot be justified, saying that NIO stock belongs at $25. But guys, I just don't believe it, because the fact is, NIO has proven itself time and time again, selling more cars than what people expected. They're dropping new cars to keep up with the competition. They're working on a bigger and better battery. The cars are getting better and better, guys. And overall, NIO is still a good buy at $52.65, which leads me to my overall price prediction of NIO. And I've said this time and time again, guys. NIO's price right now is currently undervalued, in my honest opinion, guys. I think NIO at $52 is severely undervalued because this thing has so much more growth potential. Who knows where NIO stock is going to be in the next year? Imagine if NIO had sustained the same amount of growth that it's currently been having. Guys, NIO stock will be a $100 stock in no time. Maybe even 200, maybe even 300. Now, these price predictions, guys, are all just pure speculation. There's no way to actually tell where NIO is going to be headed. But I can tell you guys right now, I know it's not going to stay at this $52 price tag, guys. NIO still has so much more room to grow. In turn, NIO is dropping more vehicles. They're starting to sell more vehicles. They're expecting better revenue. They're expecting so much more things. They're making their vehicles better and better every single day. And they're working on basically expanding as much as they can. As you guys know, NIO is based out of China. They're already expanding to Europe, and soon enough, guys, they're going to be expanding to the United States. If NIO makes that debut to the point where they can expand to the United States, it's also a big market, especially when it comes to a lot of EV companies. And I know there's a lot of competition out there as far as the EV company market in itself, but I can say with almost pure certainty, guys, that NIO should be a top pick when it comes to evaluating these EV companies. Yes, a lot of EV companies are risky, and buying a stock at any price tag is risky. But if you guys truly believe in the overall valuation of the stock, and you guys truly believe that, okay, NIO is sustaining this much growth, then you would see that this $52 price tag, guys, is not reflecting of what NIO has to offer as a company. NIO still has so much more room to grow. Like I said, and I've said this time and time again, this stock is easily going to be $70 and $75 probably by the end of the year, if not early into next year, and definitely a $100 stock by the end of next year, and probably a lot more, guys, because like I said, NIO is experiencing a lot of growth. The EV market is starting to mature and grow, and the overall EV market in itself wants the demand. The demand is there. The people want these types of cars, guys. They're looking for the future, right? So this is why I think that NIO is a buy at $52.76, guys, because the growth for this company is still there. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of NIO Stock. If you guys own NIO Stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.